Hello and welcome to Fly Nubian Queen TV. I'm Stephanie Rivers, aka Auntie. Come on in, kings and queens and guests. If you are a guest and you want to be notified when we post new videos, text Queens to 31996. There are a lot of protests still going on across the country, and they've even started more protests around the world. The protests were in response to the video showing the modern day lynching of George Floyd in Minneapolis on Memorial Day. The murder of George Floyd was committed by ex-police officers on duty at the time. Derek Chauvin and his crew of bully police officers have since been charged with murder and assault, and the other three were charged with aiding and abetting murder and assault. So if it were not for those protests, they might not even be in jail. So we want to always let the protesters know that we appreciate them and what the part that they played in getting us where we are. But it's not over with, and in fact, throughout the past few weeks that the protests have been going on, they have revealed a lot. One, they haven't revealed a lot different for us who are Black in America, because we've been knowing for the past 400 years that this has been going on, that the intimidation, the brutalizing, the murders, the disrespect that Black people go through on a daily. But for some white people, apparently they didn't know this. Certainly the racist white people know this because they're the ones who are doing it. But, everybody is coming along at their own pace. So, now the video with the invent of technology and cell phone videos, that's something that can no longer be ignored. In fact, these videos that have been shown of protesters have shown a lot. They've exposed what has really been going on. And one of the things that these videos have exposed is that there are three types of police officers. One are the police officers who are honest and fair, and they do their job during the protest. They are kneeling with the peaceful protesters. They are negotiating. They're doing it in a respectful manner. That's the one type of police officer. The second type of police officer, these videos are revealing that there's bullies, there's murderers, and these police officers are liars. Bullies, liars, and murderers. Because if you look at some of these videos, they're showing that peaceful protesters are being beaten up with batons, that there's a video in Atlanta of college kids in their cars and their windows were broken out and they were tased, and the reports that the police officers are submitting are saying one thing about the incident, but the video is showing something totally different from what the report says. You might have seen videos of police officers in the Baltimore area. One of them punched a lady. She hit another police officer, and then this police officer comes from behind and punches the woman to the ground. You've got video showing police officers pushing an old man on the ground, hitting his head, and the report says that the man tripped and fell. But clearly, the video shows he was pushed by the police officers. So you've got good police officers who know how to handle themselves in a challenge. Then you've got bullies, liars, and killers who clearly shouldn't be police officers and don't know how to handle themselves. And then the third police officer is the one who takes up for and defends the bullies, the liars, and the killers. They don't even have enough guts to do what they know is right and call the people out or stand up for what is right. And so, if anything, these videos are showing that there's three types of police officers, and it is time for us to still keep fighting for justice for people, because it's not just about me, it's not just about you, it's about a generation, it's about Black people in America. It's about that it might not be you today, but it could be you or your father or your son or your sister tomorrow. So we want to show a coalition against brutality and against racism, and put a stop to it as sooner rather than later. And so what's happening is, when you look at these videos, it's just proving what Black people in America have been complaining about for years, that we are treated differently in a police stop, that we are treated differently by people when we go into a store, that we're being treated differently. We just can't run down the street and jog without being accused of doing something wrong. If something goes wrong and you're the only Black person in the area, trust and believe they're gonna think you did it, whether or not you did it. And so essentially what we need to do is we need to be ready with our talking points. So when the people, I know you've realized, wow, we have some overwhelming support from white people in America that we have not felt in forever, because for some reason, I don't know if they just ignore the videos, if some white people just ignored video, because there's been video around of instances of Black people being brutalized and shot and murdered before, but for some reason this George Floyd murder has sparked a lot of concern and support from other communities. And I say we welcome it, because it's high time. Too many things have happened. Too many people have died. Too much blood has been shed. And now it's time for us to make a change. And so the first change that we need to demand is that we need to have the justice system there needs to be an overhaul in the justice system, because what happens is, and this is why the bullies, murderers, and liars, police officers exist, because they're not held accountable. And so they can say one thing in their police report, and then they can, even if there's video, they're not held accountable, because the people who are in control of the justice system, they find a way to manipulate the rules in defense of the racist bullies, liars, and killers who are police officers. So the same instance where a racist might kill a Black man, whether he's a police officer or not, he'll kill a Black man and he'll use a regulation of the criminal justice system to defend his actions and get exonerated, get acquitted. But a Black person can do the same thing in defense of their home or their lives and their livelihood, and go to court using those same instances where the white person got away with it, and they'll be still found guilty. So it's more to it than just spotlighting racist, bully, liars, and killer police officers and other racist white people. There's more to it than that. There has to be an accountability on the back end. So you wanna reform it. You want those three types of police officers, you want the first type. You want the honest, fair, and can handle himself or herself in a situation police officer. But the liars, killers, and the bullies, and the people who are so chump, they can't even stand up for what's right, you want them to be gone. So when they are gone, then that's the preventative measure. But in the meantime, because we know we can't get rid of every bad apple, and we know there's a lot of them out there, in the meantime, we need to be working to overhaul the criminal justice system so that there is some accountability on the back end when these people get through the system. Because Derek Chauvin, the ex-Minneapolis police officer who put his knee in the neck of George Floyd for over 8 minutes and blocked his airways and essentially murdered him in a modern day lynching, that Derek Chauvin, he had over 13 or 14 incidences of him of where he had complaints in his police file. So he should have been gone. He should not even have been there to do what he did to George Floyd. Had the people who were in control of him, his supervisors, or the oversight that should have happened to put a stop to it, he should have been stopped and should have been fired long before that. And there were a couple others that were a part of that blue wall of silence that were involved in that day in George Floyd's murder, that should not have been on duty, because they had too many instances of where they had complaints against them in the community for where they should not have been on duty that day. They should have been doing a desk job. They should have been mopping the floor. If they, if you can't fire them, they can't be out here in working with other folk. Because if you're not civilized enough, humane enough, common sense having enough, then you don't need to be working with folk. You need to be in the back somewhere. Okay? And so, and then at that point, they need to, so there needs to be a way for the system to work in the favor of the people. Because quiet as it's kept, it's not just because these bully police officers and liars and killers are hurting and killing just black people. They are hurting and killing other people as well. So it's not just about us. I mean, it is about us now, but it's not just about us. And so the sooner that people in the decision-making areas of the criminal justice system realize it's not just about black people, but it's about our community as a whole, it's about our citizens as a whole, that we can't have this type of behavior going on and expect for us to move forward together. And so that is essentially what needs to happen when you are in a position to bring these issues to people who make the decision. You need to have it written out. You need to, if you're going to a protest, or you're going to a city hall meeting, or you're going to a town hall meeting where people, the police chief, or maybe the your homeowners association, or maybe the school board person, somebody who's asking you, what is it that we can do to make your community feel better about moving forward with the policing in your area? You need to have it listed, written down. This is what we want. We want for the criminal justice system to be overhauled, because there is a legalized, if we feel like there's a legalized genocide of black people in America. And that's because the legal criminal justice system does not work for us. It works against us 9 times out of 10. So you want to have instances written out where this person who was supposed to be a law-abiding citizen or a police officer working in your favor was able to walk away from charges where they were, there have been instances where people were in a suspect was in handcuffs, driven away by police, and they end up dead. Well, how did they get out of handcuffs? Well, the police claim that they tried to break free, tried to steal their gun, tried to resist, and they end up dead, and that's what's in the report, but there's no video. So you mean to tell me all of a sudden, since we've just seen video, that now people are starting to lie and kill people? Or has it been going on all the time and we just didn't know it? Or we knew it, black people knew it, but white people didn't see it. So, they're like the show me state. You got to show them. So these things have been going on. So be ready with your cameras. Be ready to go live on your social media platforms. So there's never an instance where they can say, we don't believe you, because you're going to have the video of it. That's one. And then we're going to come to the table with our demands. We want better accountability when a police officer is in a situation where a suspect or somebody ends up dead or hurt. We want body cams on all police officers. They just can't say, oh, I didn't cut it on, or oh, I didn't have one, because we want accountability on that as well. And remember, when we're talking to our legislators and we're talking to these people running for president or running for office, now you might have decided that you're not going to vote, but here's what we do want to do. Since they're going to ask you for your vote, you need to ask them for something in return, whether or not you're going to vote, because chances are they want you to vote for them, but in exchange for your vote, we need a quid pro quo agreement. And that agreement includes one, we want reparations. We want an overhaul of the criminal justice system. We want, whether it's a federal law or state regulations that say if you call 911 for a bogus event and you're making stuff up and lying on people, that you could be jailed and or fined. And we want programs that are set aside for us that are supposed to benefit our communities. We want for those programs to be run by black people that are supposed to be for black people, so we can stop the instance of people from other protected communities coming into these programs and claiming that they are supposed to get the money when the money was initially set aside for black people. Okay, so that's what happens with affirmative action, and has been happening for years, is that set-asides for us to have fair job opportunities, for us to have educational opportunities with scholarships, for us to be in a better position to start companies and get scholarships or get grants or what have you. Money that's set aside for African Americans has been usurped, has been hijacked by people who claim to be in a protected class of people, and they come and take the money. So, we know issues, people have their other issues, but y'all got to get in line, okay? Because we were here for the last 500 years. You can't just jump the line and get in front of us. That's not happening. So those are the things that we need to start saying collectively when we get in front of decision makers. We need reparations. We want programs for us that are run by us. We want accountability in police departments, and we want to get rid of those bad apple, bully, liar, killer cops and the people who are so chicken shit that they can't stand up to the liars, the bullers, and the killers. And that's what I got. You know, you might have some stuff that you want to add to the list as well. So at any rate, that's it for now. Keep the videos coming. Keep shining a light where there's darkness, because we need you and we need each other. God bless. See you next time.